Hello and welcome back to recreating The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past inside of Minecraft. In the last episode I showed you a boss, the Ball and Chain Trooper. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. And in this episode we will be talking about an enemy, namely Buzzblob. If you haven't played A Link to the Past before, you're probably quite confused at what the fuck a Buzzblob even is. Well, allow me to explain. Buzzblobs are an enemy that spawn in the light world. They walk around wiggling their little green body, but it should quickly become clear that they're not passive enemies. They'll come towards you, albeit at a quite slow pace, and attack when possible. Touching them damages you, but damaging them also damages you. Take that. Since these guys are charged with electricity, and your sword is probably made from metal, Link will get electrocuted when attacking them with a sword, albeit while still damaging the actual enemy. You could just smile through the pain and kill Buzzblob, but there's other methods of damaging enemies. These include throwing pots, the boomerang, or any other weapon in the game. Buzzblob is a smaller enemy, I'd say about 1 block tall, so we will use a silverfish for the base AI of the enemy. You'll see me use this guy a lot for other enemies, so remember that. It's a good base since it has a great hitbox size for enemies of this size, and you can easily tinker with speed, damage, health, and AI. We'll use this to set its health to 15 or 7.5 hearts. This way it can be defeated in about 3 hits with the fighter's sword. The movement speed is set to something similar to that of the Buzzblob in A Link to the Past. Now we'll code a method for detecting when the player hits a Buzzblob. It is not possible to target the specific mob hit by the player, but it is possible to detect if the player deals any damage to any entity using a scoreboard. When we detect they do, we can send out a raycast from the eyes of the player until we find an enemy. If this is a Buzzblob, the player should be electrocuted. To electrocute a player, we will damage them using a datapack by Cloudwolf and play the according sound effect. There's only one problem. This is a silverfish, not a Buzzblob. But we can fix this using the power of custom models. So Reeves hopped into Blockbench and created many different models for the little fella. If you know me on Discord, you may have seen this as my profile picture. There's an idle pose, 2 poses for head bobbing when it moves, and 3 different models for the electrocution animation. Since these are all implemented as an armor stand holding the custom model, we can simply swap out the models at a rapid pace to create the illusion of animation, just like the fact that a video is just a compilation of images. That's right, your life has always been a lie. Welcome to the real world. Anyway, we can detect the moving state by checking if the silverfish's motion NBT tag is completely 0, since that means it's standing still. And there we have it, a working Buzzblob. Let's check him out. So here we are in the game. As you can see, this is not the actual map, because it's still work in progress. Reeves is still building big landscapes, so I obviously can't show you anything of that. But this is what I use to test my mobs. It's just plain, it's just a flat grass roll. So to summon Buzzblob right now, you obviously have to use a command. Don't mind the way too many commands that there are here. So if you go /summon, here are all of the things we have already coded. Most of them are for another video. So here is summon Buzzblob. I'm gonna get out of here, and there he is. Well, look at him go. So as I said earlier, when he moves around, there's also there's an invisible silverfish here. You can kind of tell. And also the armor stand that actually, shows the Buzzblob is also invisible. And as you can see, when he walks around, he does this little bobbing animation with his head. Now, I would try to stop him from moving so that we can see his idle animation. There we go. If he stops moving, please stop moving. If he stops moving, as you can see, the animation just, stops. Now, of course, I'm going to try to attack him. I probably shouldn't use a gold sword because that's way too late in the game. So I'm going to set my sword tier back to 1 so I get a fighter sword. Here we go. So if I attack him, obviously, since he's, electric, I'm going to get some damage myself. And there we go. And he also has that cool animation that Reeves made. So if I do this again, I'm pretty sure he's going to die now. He did die. Which means he didn't damage me, but that's fine. We can change his health pretty easily, which is probably what we're going to do. So if you think his health is a little too low, please let me know if there's anything else you want to change about him. Yeah, for now I think that's it. He can also just damage you by walking into you, just half a heart. And you take 2 hearts of damage when you attack him. Oh, he dropped some magic. Great. So that's Buzzblob. I hope you enjoyed, and on to recorded Casper now. What you just saw was the result of about 8 hours of coding and 3 hours of modeling, just for one enemy. At the point of writing this, I have already spent a combined 236 hours coding, building and even modeling for this project. And not to be that guy, but I think that deserves a sub, don't you think? If you want to be kept up to date with how much time of my depressing life I spent on this project, join my Discord server for updates on the project. Thanks for watching, stay safe.